Pay attention, but don't interfere. We care too much about other people's lives, especially those close to us, sometimes manifesting as interference. However, there are many times when that person interferes in other people's lives because they are my child, parents, or family. However, what started with the idea of helping becomes excessive interference, and rather, the other person is burdened, or I feel sorry for the other person who does not know my heart. And in the end, it causes great suffering to each other. Many parents worry about their children, thinking, I should get a job in a good place, but I should get married quickly. Parents who say this seem to care a lot for knowledge, but such actions become rather heavy burdens for their children. Whether you take the job exam or not, whether you get married or not, since your children are over 20 years old, it is better for them to let them live their own lives. It doesn't mean don't be affectionate, it means don't interfere. When I say not to interfere in other people's lives, I do not mean to be indifferent to family and worldly affairs. It means that even if the target is my child, I must respect it as an independent personality. Of course, there are times when you need a caring heart. When a child goes to kindergarten, elementary school, and middle school, you need to take good care of him. Parents should take good care of their children, and children without parents should be taken care of by everyone, even if they are not parents. Regardless of whether it is my child or not, a child must be well taken care of by an adult. However, when a child grows up and reaches puberty, at the same time as his body grows, he tries to do something mentally centered on himself. In the past, when parents talked to them, they followed them unconditionally. But now they have become more assertive and show curiosity about what not to do, and do not do what they are told to do, so this is a very natural thing. From this point on, it is a time for you to judge, experience, make mistakes, go through hardships, and get hurt while growing up. At that time, parents should watch even if they are worried. That is true love for a child. If you continue to interfere with your child because you are concerned, parents will have a hard time as parents, and children will miss opportunities to grow through experiences. And when the child becomes an adult, he must completely cut off affection. Only then can a person stand alone as a person. Don't be too intrusive and don't be too indifferent. This may seem difficult, but it is not difficult if you think about it this way. Observe with affection, and when the other person asks for help, help appropriately. If someone comes to you with a frustrated mind and asks, "Please help me," if you give appropriate advice according to the situation, it will have a positive effect on everyone. However, if the other person doesn't even ask for help from me, but says, "From what I see, you seem to have this problem," saying that you are giving good advice, the other person will of course hate it. The thought of whether I should leave it alone or fix it comes from my desire to interfere with the other person rather than the desire to help the other person. You want to help, but it's good to watch when the other person says they'll try to do it on their own. The same is true of love between a man and a woman. When you develop good feelings for someone, there are cases where you keep trying to help them even if they don't like it. That's because it's stupid. If you have a crush on someone and want to be liked, you have to moderate your desires and keep an eye on them. True love is waiting for the other person when they need help, or helping the other person when they have a request. Helping people in need is a good thing. However, there is something to be aware of at this time. It is better to help the other person when he or she needs it, rather than helping the other person out of pity. Otherwise, you may bring on your anger. If you look at the poor and lament yourself for not being able to help, that is also wrong. If you need help, you just help, and if you don't have the ability to help, you can't help it. It is a very dangerous idea to think that we can help others or that we can teach others. This is because it is not the purpose of pure help, but it is easy to turn into self-promotion or greed. The mindset of what I should say to comfort that person, if you look closely, it comes from my greed. Therefore, when you want to help others, it is good to listen to the other person's story first, and if you have an experience, tell it lightly. If you unnecessarily interfere in other people's lives, you only increase other people's work. Whether it's parents, siblings, or children, when you start meddling in their lives, life gets tiring. Tired of helping someone means that you interfered too much beyond your ability. Therefore, it is necessary to reduce the interference in other people's lives and let each person live in his own way. Even if you don't need help, don't go there and say you'll help. If you ask for help, then you can help with what you can. Only then will it be helpful to others and my life will become free. Those who truly want to help others must keep these three things in mind. The hungry must be fed, the sick must be cured, and children must be taught in time. I should find a way to help even one of them, to the extent that I can, while thinking with gratitude like this, how fortunate. I am still healthy and able to eat and live, instead of suffering together while watching those who are suffering. If you can help one, you can help one, and if you can help two, you can help two. Never overdo it and do it to the best of your ability. If you help without being greedy, you can only help one person right now, but you will have the power to help 10 people in the future. When we have a heart to help others, happiness returns to us many times greater than those who receive help. Buddhist monk Beopryun, a Buddhist monk of the Jogye order of Korean Buddhism.